It's a new year, and what better time to re-examine priorities and plan the work ahead. So that's what this video will mostly be about, but before I get started, I'll just briefly address the elephant in the room. Yes, I'm doing my work on a Mac now, because it's just been a little bit easier for me than Windows and Linux. I've given all three a chance. Okay, let me pause for a second and explain myself here. So, specifically, on Windows, the one thing that's making my workflow annoying is every time I rebuild my DLL, I have to close Godot first and relaunch it. And there might be a way to fix it. I've looked for one, nothing's worked yet, and I just don't want to fight with it anymore. And on Linux, it's two things. First, you need elevated permissions to attach a debugger to a running process, and there's ways around that probably too. I know that I could run VS Code as root, but they don't recommend it. The other thing is, it just started hanging on me all the time. And I know that's not a universal Linux problem. I mean, it shouldn't be doing that. I could try a different distribution, or I don't even know how to debug that to figure out where the problem is. But the thing is, I was just tired of messing with it. And I'm not trying to say that Windows or Linux are bad platforms. They all have strengths and weaknesses. They're all very capable of many kinds of different work. It's just that they're all tools, and I'm looking for the set of tools that makes my work easier. That said, I really am getting fed up with Windows. I'm still using it on my music PC, and I am just baffled by this problem I'm having right now. I was working on the soundtrack for the game, and I was hoping to use a new piece in this video, but then my music software hung, and somehow when I force terminated it, it left behind a suspended process. And this process is persisting across reboots, and every command and tool that I found that's supposed to be able to kill any process is not working. It's still stuck there. And the problem is, this process has a file lock that I was working on, and now I can't open it. I can't copy it. I can't do anything with it. I've tried unlocker tools. They fail to unlock it. I just have lost hours of work, and I have no idea how to get it back. Anyway, back to the part I recorded earlier. So let's talk about what's left to do on Cargo Defense in four main categories: the inner loop, the outer loop, content, and the final package. The inner loop is mostly done. There are really only two things I need to do there. The AI needs some work, and the crew experience and perk system has not yet been rebuilt for C++. So the experience and perk stuff shouldn't really take that long because I've prototyped it before. It's not that complicated. The AI is slightly worrying still, but it's in theory mostly there, so it shouldn't take that long. The outer loop needs a lot of work though. I need to bring back the job system and success or failure outcomes. I need the news ticker to reflect things that are happening in the universe. I need to build the economy simulation. I need ship trading. And the traffic that I showed last time was really just for show. It's not based on the economy sim or anything, but I still need to work out how crew get paid. But I'm going to drop a couple of things from the plan, at least for the initial release. I'm no longer going to do procedurally generated jobs based on simulating AI agents. That was a bit of an ambitious idea, and I still want to do it, but it's something I can always add later. I'm also probably going to drop other mission types, like boarding other people's ships or protecting a passenger. Again, something I'd like to add later, but I'm trying to scale this back a little bit, at least for now. The biggest category of work left to do is content. That includes the soundtrack, sound effects, art, writing all the jobs, which will tell a few different storylines in the game, and then the in-game items like ship parts, equipment, crew models, ships. I've been focused mainly on the programming side of things up to this point, but that's going to change going forward because I don't want to save all of this content work for the end. In fact, a lot of these things will feed off of each other. But there's still one more category of work to think about: putting together a finished, polished package, and that includes the main menu, save load, options, visual polish, balance, and even marketing. Now there's one more thing I might end up postponing past the initial release, and that's mod support. I've done the structural work for it, but there's going to be a lot of documentation and just sort of finishing touches to enable selecting which mods are loaded and things like that, which I might postpone, I'm not sure, but I definitely plan on doing it, even if it's a post-release update. Now, as you might imagine, after hearing all that, I'm going to be pushing back my release time frame. It looks like about 6 months of work, plus however long it takes to address feedback from beta testing. So it'll probably be coming out in the later half of the year, but I'd much rather spend longer than rush something out that I won't be proud of, and I'm still in good financial shape to spend longer if I need to. But now I've got a question for you. I've been doing these videos weekly, but they've been pretty short because I don't have that much new to say each week without going into detailed tutorials or things that would just take too much time out of each week. But I've been thinking maybe it would be better if I did longer videos but less often. So would it be preferable to see longer videos once every 2 weeks instead? Let me know what you think in the comments. In the meantime, I want to again thank my Patreon supporters, especially my very generous super sponsors, David Nurkula and Anthony Stonecker. As always, it really helps me out if you hit the like button, spread the word, and subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, thanks for watching.